Okay, happy Wednesday. So, couple updates that I'm sure you guys are itching at. Garrett Williams and LJ Collier will both go to IR. Potential for both of them to come back this year. Max Melton will be out there today. Will Johnson will not be out there today. And we'll kind of see how the week goes for those two. So there's that. San Francisco, really good football team. They're 2-0. Obviously a divisional game. It's their home opener. It'll be a really cool environment for our guys. Good football team. So we got to have our best stuff ready to go on Sunday. That's what we're working on today.
You talked a little bit about the job that those guys, the fill-in cornerbacks, you again worked really hard to develop depth in there. I guess this is where it pays off, is to be able to lean on that now when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm very confident whoever we put out there gives us a chance to win.
Coach, what's your optimism level for Max and Will?
Day by day, you know. See how they respond, see where it goes.
With LJ going down, you feel Mustapher's been doing a nice job in terms of filling in there. Does his role just grow a little bit, or how do you?
Yeah, obviously, you know, LJ's been playing for us, been playing good ball. So just like with the back end, and you know, it's week 3 now, right? Week 3, roles are changing, so guys got to assume some of those roles.
What do you miss? Garrett's come so far in his time in the league. What do you miss most about him?
He's a good football player. Just his ability to play winning football for us, play a couple different hats for us. So, yeah, he's good. He's one of our good players.
What has to happen to get that running game going on offense?
Just the collective effort, do a little better. You know, I'm always going to say move the line of scrimmage a little bit better. You know, so big challenge ahead because they got a good front.
Is it groin one of those injuries where you don't want to have a guy come back a second too early because if he re-aggravates it, it could be a long-term issue?
I think about it like this, Josh. I don't think you want anybody to come back until they're really fully healthy to play, you know, whether it be a groin or a knee or a shoulder or a pec. I just kind of feel like we always do what's best for the player first and then what's best for the team. So, and they're all different. They really are.
For a rookie who he got off to a good start and then kind of has to put a pause for the time being, however long that may be, what does that do for a guy's growth in his first year?
Nothing. You just got to stay locked in. And for Will, you're talking about?
For Will, yeah.
For Will, yeah. I mean, I think just stay locked in and do everything that he can, which he will, to get back around the field and play how he was playing and play better. When I say play better, keep improving his game.
49ers have their fair share of injured players really on offense, but to still have Christian McCaffrey, what does he bring to that offense kind of regardless of who's around?
Yeah, he's a game changer. You know, we talked about that in the meeting today. Like he's a really good football player, both in the run and pass game. He's hard to tackle. He's got great vision, great acceleration. He can hit home runs. He's a matchup nightmare. He's one of the premier guys in this league, and I think offensively how they use them is very creative and cutting edge and it can cause some problems, there's no doubt. So we got to be very aware of where he is when they deploy him different ways, who's on him, where your help is. We definitely, have to have a plan for him.
You obviously feel strongly that they have a very good offense and they deploy those kinds of things in a really good way. How does that balance out with the fact that you do get to see this team a couple times a year and there is some more familiarity with them than maybe if it was a team that you were only playing once
a little bit, but Kyle's, he's always going to change and adapt to who he's playing and what he thinks is the best way to go about it. So there'll be some things that we haven't seen on tape, even playing them for however many years now that we've been here. Plus these last 2 games, you're going to get some wrinkles.
Will Mac Jones stayed on the offensive side?
I thought he played well last game. He's obviously smart. He's got talent, obviously, where he was drafted and what he's done in his career already. quick processor, accurate, more mobile than you think. He'll stand in there and take shots and deliver the football accurately. He played well.
I know injuries are part of the game, but for you, what's it like from the human side to see a guy like Garrett Nelly work so hard to get to the positions that they're at?
It's horrible, but that's a kind of a known, a known unknown. You obviously feel bad for the players because they can't be out there, but gotta solve problems. It happens to everybody. It just does. So we gotta design a plan, get the right people in there, and play good football.
How different is it for corners to play outside compared to slot? In terms of, I guess, what goes into playing outside that doesn't go into playing slot and vice versa?
That's a long-winded answer, probably. Probably what they're asked to do the most from inside to outside. Skill set. What they're seeing and reacting to, and the different communication's a big one. Nickels communicate more than corners, depending on your system. So probably just depends, scheme by scheme and what you're doing, but it's a different position.
Not just looking at sacks, but your defense is generating some high pressure from around the league. How are they getting that done? What have you liked about the pressure your defense is creating?
I think the players are doing a good job winning some one-on-ones, rushing collectively. I always think we can put them in better spots. That's the coaching hat of me, but I think we're doing a good job with deploying our guys in the right spots. That can always be better. And they're taking the coaching. I think, Matt and Debo are doing a good job with really owning in with our guys' technique and what they're good at and how to attack people. So I like where it's at, but it can always be better.
It's your third year in the division preparing for a Kyle Shanahan offense, at least with the 49ers. How would you describe preparing and game planning for a Kyle Shanahan offense?
Hard, difficult. Yeah. He's there's a reason he is who he is. He's brilliant. I think he adapts really well during a game, what he sees going on, how defenses are trying to negate some of the things that he likes to do, and he has multiple compliments to, if you're going to live like that, he's going to stress you out a little bit. So he's fantastic. It's hard. It's hard.
Nick said yesterday he had a conversation with Elijah Jones, and just said how he appreciated kind of what he was doing and how he was growing. How ready is he to kind of step into a playing role?
He's ready.
What makes him ready after not?
He's improved his game. He's improved his game since he's been here.
What's it like playing in San Francisco in that stadium?
Loud outside, obviously, so we'll have to deal with some elements. Should be hot, but we won't flinch at that because it's hot today. Every day we practice is hot, so they just got to understand their environment. It's their home opener, and it's on the road, and it's outside. So they got good fans.
What type of response have you seen from your players coming off wins that maybe had some frustration points?
The right response, no pointing fingers, taking the arrow in the forehead, and getting better individually and collectively. We got good guys in there, so that's what they're trained to do, and that's what they do.
As a coach, is that an ideal situation where you can kind of have a teaching moment and learning experience after a win instead of saying, look, this is why we lost?
It's better to be 2-0 than 0-2. I know that, but it's kind of our process. That's what we do on Mondays. Whether you win or lose, it's all about getting better, and our guys have responded in my opinion, the correct way. What needs to be fixed, how do they fix it, and go work, put the work in to do it.
On the other side of the ball for the 49ers, Robert Saleh is considered one of the top defensive minds in the NFL, and for a good reason. What have you seen from him the first couple of weeks?
He's changed a little bit. What he's done in the past. I think he's got some new creative wrinkles, but, defensively, from a how they play stands out on the tape. How physical, athletic, how fast they play. Fundamentals stands out on the tape. How they, put their hands on blocks, how they defeat blocks, how they tackle, how they cover, how they hunt the ball. And then he's a brilliant mind as well. He knows what can give you issues in the run and pass game to make it hard. So with what I just said, that's good coaching. You know, he's got some good coaches over there. He's really good.